Now I want to address some news you may have seen about me. Over the last several years, I've made substantial donations to dozens of charities, including the Clinton Global Foundation. Those donations were a matter of public record, but I should have made additional disclosures on air when we covered the foundation. And I now believe that directing personal donations to that foundation was a mistake. Even though I made them strictly to support work done to stop the spread of AIDS, help children, and protect the environment in poor countries, I should have gone the extra mile to avoid even the appearance of a conflict. I apologize to all of you for failing to do that.
His whole career has been a conflict. Welcome to Give Me Five. Why start now? And nothing's going to happen to him. ABC News said it's okay, just a mistake. We have full confidence in George Stephanopoulos, yet he's pulled himself out of presidential debate on ABC with the Republicans, and rightfully so. But listen to what he told Jon Stewart about the foundation.
I read the book that this is based on, Clinton Cash, read it, and I actually interviewed the author on Sunday. This is a tough one, because when you actually look closely at it, he even says there's no evidence of any direct action taken on behalf of the donors. But everybody also knows when those donors give that money, and President Clinton or someone, they get a picture with him, that there's a hope that that's going to lead to something.
Of course.
And that's what you have to be careful.
Yeah, that's what you have to be careful at. So did he? I mean, he doesn't need a picture with Bill Clinton, and he probably doesn't need to donate money to get influence with Bill Clinton. But it still stinks. It stinks. Here's more.
She announced, I'm going to raise $2.5 billion. And everybody was like, she's serious. Now, what is that money buy?
What do you think people are getting for that money? Absolutely.
So I don't understand this idea. The entire system appears to be shrouded in that type of quid pro quo or the appearance.
Or you know, even if you don't get an action, what you get is access, and you get the influence that comes with access. And that's got to shape the thinking of politicians. I think that's what's so pernicious about it.
Yeah, so why'd you give money to him and not tell anybody? I mean, he's indicting himself. And watch how he defended Hillary.
As you know, the Clinton campaign says you haven't produced a shred of evidence that there was any official action as secretary that supported the interests of donors. You didn't disclose in your book that he had sold the interest. Beyond that, there's no evidence at all that Hillary Clinton got directly involved in this decision. We've done investigative work here at ABC News, found no proof of any kind of direct action. He said there's no smoking gun, no evidence that she changed a policy based on donations to the foundation. No smoking gun. The Democrats have said this is indication of your partisan interest. They say you used to work for President Bush as a speechwriter. You're funded by the Koch brothers. How do you respond to that? Because when you actually look closely at it, he even says there's no evidence of any direct action taken on behalf of the donors. Donna, I got to talk to you first. I know you're close to the Clinton team. They did not want to put anybody out to talk about this book today.
Hillary Clinton has this whole scandal now about some form. Are you familiar with the Clintons?
All right, so he says to Peter Schweitzer, you used to work for President Bush, you're funded by the Koch brothers. Meanwhile, he didn't say, I gave 75 grand to the Clinton Foundation. And he didn't say, which everybody knows, I used to work for the Clintons. And my former intern is now the campaign manager for Hillary Clinton. And a spokesperson for ABC News used to work for the Clinton. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And here's what Peter Schweitzer put out after finding out about all this. He told Bloomberg Politics, really quite stunned by this, Schweitzer wrote in an email on Thursday. It's a massive breach of ethical standards. He fairly noted my 4 months working as a speechwriter for George W. Bush, but he didn't disclose this. And now let's go to, this is what Byron York, from Byron York's piece in 1996. Let's go to the next one. Okay, when ABC News hired George Stephanopoulos, look what this says. The confusion created some confusion. The announcement created some confusion about Mr. Stephanopoulos' role. A press release issued by ABC last Wednesday stated that he will serve as both a political analyst and a correspondent. VP of News Joanna Bistani now says Mr. Stephanopoulos will be just an analyst. He will not report on news or question guests on This Week. His role will be similar to that of ABC contributor William Crystal, who is Dan Quayle's chief of staff. We want a mix of voices, adding that Mr. Stephanopoulos won't do anything that is any appearance of conflict. That was when they hired him in '96. What the heck changed? Why did it change? How did it change? And why didn't this man reveal his conflict of interest? Nobody cares. We'll see you.